What's good, family? So smash the like button and subscribe. Wow, today is a wow day. Truly wow! Your boy the YB has come in contact with some exclusively leaked footage. Obviously, I gotta pay homage and shout out Porky's Corner because obviously man got the drop. As we know, there's a few, listen, people don't realise, they see Coogan, they see Shilligan, they see all these goofy channels, but the truth is, the real leaks, what we do know is, who brought you, man, the footage of Tyson Fury getting knocked out by Dillian White in sparring? The YB did. Now obviously, my dog, Porky's Corner, come through with another exclusive of John Fury getting his barnet, getting his wig, getting his toupee flown all the way off his barnet, all the way off his clerk, pushed right off for him. There weren't even a bit of his wig left. People have always said, wait a minute, John Fury had a full head of hair. Where did it go? Let's not forget, the video we saw a second ago, John Fury had a full head of hair. Where'd it go? Now we know. His wig got pushed off. Yeah? My man, the Black Skeleton, pushed his wig all the way off. Had it left him there, and he's watch his abdominal muscles. Yeah, when the Black Skeleton licks him, watch his abdominal muscles. He starts cramping up. It's like he's trying. It's like he's got a massive nut in there. It's like, oh, just nutting. That's what he's doing. My man, the Black Skeleton, hit him so hard. John Fury was put into. I'm not even sure what you'd call it. He was like in some. Like he's about to go. Like he's about to nut. Watch him, proper frustrated in him. Yeah? In fact, let's break it down. Because this right here is unbelievable. So John Fury's in there. Let's not forget, this right here is a prime John Fury. Prime John Fury. The most feared enforcer in the world is John Fury. Yeah? He'll fight anyone. He'll fight Mike Tyson. He'll not even just fight them. He'll give them a good whooping as well. You best believe. Let's not forget. These men are cut from different cloth. Yeah? They're true travelling fighting men, 100%. They'll beat anyone. Yeah, they'll dig your drive up. Whatever you want to do, they'll do it. Because they're true fighting men. So what happened when this machine, because let's not forget, David Haye capped his pants. Why would David Haye, a trained boxer with one bang power, be shook of a 55-year-old man? Now we know why. Because when this 55-year-old man was in shape, in his prime, we saw what happened. So he comes up against some next Don. Don't even know who this next Black Don is. Next skeleton looking ass. John Fury's in there, dancing around, giving it the head movement. The Black Skeleton, they get into a little exchange. And the thing is, when you watch the Black Skeleton, yeah, he ain't digging. This ain't Mike Tyson. John Fury's worried about Mike Tyson. You need to worry about Skeletor. Yeah? Black Skeletor. That's what you need to worry about. Skeletor looking ass. About Mike Tyson. About Lennox Lewis. What is wrong with this cat anyway? Let's not get into the other part of it. For today, let's concentrate on this footage, yeah? So John Fury is in the middle of the fight, getting stuck in the middle of the squabble. The Black Skeleton, they're both exchanging. I'm just watching it back myself now. The Black Skeleton throws a right hand. John Fury pulls away from it. And then they get into another exchange. The Black Skeleton throws another right hand. John Fury in there, thinking he's giving it to Ali, slips it again. At this point, I spoke to John Fury. He said, at this point, I was thinking, yeah, I'm rocking, I'm rolling, I'm in there. I'm feeling like Ali versus Foreman on the ropes and bobbing and weaving. And then, John Fury himself actually throws a jab, I believe. Throws a jab. And, was it a jab or was it a hook? I'm not sure. You know what Fury's like. Fury shots both of them, him and his son. They slap so much. You're not sure if is it a hook or is it a jab. It's just slapping. Yeah? What we do know is, when Mike Tyson throws a shot, everyone knows what shot it was, but with the Furies, they're flicking their arms out, they're flicking a hook, you don't know what it is. So John Fury throws something, it could have been a hook, it could have been an uppercut, could have been a jab, I don't know. Either way, he throws whatever it was, and then he actually catches the Black Skeleton with a right hand. So he throws his left hand off, then catches the Black Skeleton with a right hand. The Black Skeleton, at which point, throws his own right hand. They both connect almost at the same time. Literally. And if you don't slow it down, it looks like John Fury was the one getting his shot off. And at this point, the Black Skeleton's actually going backwards. Skeletor looking ass is going back. But nonetheless, even though Skeletor's going back, he throws a right hand and... You know what? I'm playing this back frame by frame. Any of you, man, who really care to know about how shot John Theory's chin is. Not even shot, how genetically flawed. John Theory, he might tell you he's from a long lineage. Oh, my lineage. Oh, my lineage. Oh, it goes back 300 years. Oh, he might tell you it goes back 300 years, and my lineage goes back to John L. Sullivan, and my lineage goes back to kings of Romany who used to rule and were the best fighters in the world. Listen, I can tell you right now, yeah, Mr. 7% KO ratio weren't no king of no lineage. And if he was, listen, let me tell you this for free. Your lineage was the bums. That's the truth of it. Yeah? Because what are you going to do? If let's say, for example, let's say for argument's sake, that the Fury's lineage was really running things. There's a whole reason. Yeah. The pride, what do they call it? The king of the jungle, yeah, is the king of the jungle. You can't turn up to be the king of the jungle and get clipped by some next Skeletor looking ass and get put on your backside. That's what happened. If the Furies had a great lineage, if the Furies had great genetics, they wouldn't be getting put out by Skeletor, would they? It don't make no sense, because the first man to stick it on you, you'd be doing the same thing you did here. So your grandfather 500 years ago, he'd have stepped up thinking like you was. But don't get me wrong, I'm under no illusions that the Furies are delusional. So yeah, 100%. I think where John Theory and Tyson go wrong is, they assumed that the stories their I'm under no illusions yet that John Theory's grandparents and whatnot told him they was the kings of the Romans. They probably did, but what we now know is they're full of shit. All of them are. The same way John Theory tells us, I'm a fighting man. Oh, I'm the king. Oh, 300 years of Roman Gypsy. Oh, giving it all that business. He said it. In reality, we see him in there with Skeletor looking ass, flat out, and Skeletor didn't even hit him properly. Like I said, I've actually gone back and I'm playing this back frame by frame, and when you watch it, John Theory's head doesn't even rattle. I don't know what it is. It doesn't even look like his head took a shot, but nonetheless, his wafer chin. Listen, John Theory's got a wafer paper chin. Elon Musk is ringing up John Theory trying to analyse how to get his chin so thin. Do you understand? Think about it. You know when people send things into space, yeah? They want it to be as light as possible. So at the moment, scientists are really trying to get into this nanotechnology. They're trying to design things that are ultra strong, but ultra lightweight. They want things wafer thin. And after seeing this footage, I'm not joke, I sent this footage to Elon Musk. And he got on me and said, who is this man? We need to study his chin because we can't work out. We need to understand how you get a chin this wafer thin. Because if we can apply, yeah, no joke, if we can apply the same, what do they call it? If we can apply the same scientific material of this man's chin to the rockets, we're going to be able to increase the efficiency. Yeah, 100%. We're going to be able to go to Mars next year. If they can apply the same wafer thinness of John's chin to rockets, listen, John Theory himself is single-handedly gonna change the rocket equation. People are getting confused. Oh well, we can't go that far because we run out of energy and we need more fuel. Listen, John Theory gonna have us wafer thin, real light, payload maximum increase now, no doubt, maximum efficiency, not using no fuel. What do you need fuel for? We've got the wafer thin technology. We've got the nanotechnology. And I got to give John Theory his credit. This video is 30 years old. John Theory was really the originator of nanotechnology. Little did we know, John Theory had the nano wafer thin technology in his chin. Wafer thin, nano thin is his chin. Listen, like I said before, I can't lie to you, man. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. My man has a nano chin. Nano. Amir Khan don't cut it on this one, because with Amir Khan, yeah, Amir Khan gets hit with bangers. Canelo is a banger. This next Skeletor looking ass dude, never heard of him, and he was going backwards, and he weren't banging himself. And even then, even Skeletor looking ass, who wasn't banging, clipped Big John Theory in his prime, and didn't even clip him properly, and he was falling backwards himself. Skeletor looking ass was falling backwards himself. Didn't even hit John properly, and his nano chin just goes off. Wow. telling me about lineage and 300 years of Romanies. I hate to break it. Listen, I feel bad now. Because if Tyson and his dad didn't know, the same way they lie to everyone else here about what they did and what they ain't going to do, that's what your I'm under no illusions that his grandparents and his great-grandparents told him a whole gang of stories, but unfortunately, they were stories. And it's a shame that it's taken the YB to break it to you, man, that your peoples was liars. They was just gassing you up. Bottom line, they was gassing you up. I'm surprised it's taken me to tell you this, because you should have known. You should have known the gig was up. Did John Fury not think, wait a minute, my great-grandfather told me that we was the king of the roost. We was ruling the roost. Why have I just got clipped by Skeletor? And I've gone spark out. Wait a minute, something ain't adding up here. My grandfather, when I was little, told me for years that we was the king of the Romanies, and we was doing this, and we was king of that, and we was the truest fighting men, and we go back to John L. Sullivan, and we've got this big lineage. But then, what we need to know is, John, yeah, why weren't you asking the question? Because you've just got clipped by some random looking ass, Skeletor looking ass dude, and you ain't got no chin. So at what point, where was the lineage in there? Because think about it, yeah, if your lineage is some fighting lineage, you'd think the first Skeletor looking ass that clips you whilst going backwards wouldn't have put you spark out, wouldn't you? Innit? That's what I'll be thinking. No joke, yeah. My dad and my family, they ain't gassed. So I've never been brought up being told, our family goes back 300 years of purebred, thoroughbred fighting men. But if I had been told that, yeah, and like I said, I understand how John Fury thinks he's got all this smoke, because he's been told that. But if you've been told that, and then you get into a squabble with some next Skeletor looking ass, and he chips your barnet, chips your whiskers, and you get creased. He got folded. Yeah? John Fury he was in climax mode. His abdominals was clenching. His toes was curling from Skeletor. Did you not think that? I'm not being funny, man. The fact that I've had to bring this up, I reckon John Fury is going to be mad now. He's going to be going down to the parents' home and ringing his dad's neck saying, why did you lie to me? The YB exposed us. The YB proved it. My chins, I'm a chinless dosser. That's what he's going to be doing. And to be honest, I'm going to have to ring old people's services, because I don't want John Fury to go on a mad one now. You know what's going to happen next? He's going to be down at old person's home and ringing his dad's neck, saying, why did you lie to me for? I thought we was from 500 years of pure lineage. Well, to be fair to your dad, John, I mean, the evidence was there for yourself. You just chose to ignore it. If you've got any man with a 7% KO ratio who gets knocked spark out by random dons, you should have known then the gig was up. You should have known then we're not from a genetic lineage. Because if he was, and again, it's not even just John. Look at your son. If, for example, we do know with genetics, sometimes genetic characteristics, they can skip a generation. So it may, for example, John Fury may have rationalised it and said, well, you know what? Maybe my parents and my grandparents weren't lying. Maybe I was the unlucky line. Maybe I was the unlucky chink. What do we know? Well, in fact, what we do know is genetics don't skip two. They don't skip 2 generations. Your son, much like you, went in there with another Skeletor-looking ass, 200-pounder, soaking wet, Steve Cunningham. In fact, and Wilder. He went in there with 2 Skeletor. What is it? I think John Fury and all the Furies, they seem to get if there's a black skinny Don, looking like Skeletor looking ass, he can put you out. Every single one has been in it. Think about it. Steve Cunningham, skinny as you like. Skeletor looking ass. Deontay Wilder, Skeletor looking ass. This next Don here, Skeletor looking ass. None of which have any power, confirmed power. All of them touch the Furies. The Fury has the first patented nano chin. Wafer chin. So all you got to do is tip it, and they go out. Then they go all the way out as well. It's not even a bit out. Like, for example, people like to say, like, Furies for the longest time have said, Anthony Joshua, he's chinless, he's a dosser, he's a robot. He's a robot, he's chinless. Whenever I've seen AJ chipped, and AJ's been chipped by bangers as well, may I add, Not no Skeletor looking asses. Some skinny Skeletor looking ass. Not one of them. He been chipped by bangers, yeah? And when he has, I've never seen him cramping in his abdominals. I've never seen him climaxing. I've never seen his toes, his toes gurning on the canvas. Just trying to get some friction. Not even a bit of it. You, man. You go in there with some next Skeletor looking ass dude. He chips your whiskers. And you, man, go out, yeah? All the way out. Not even a bit of lineage, not even a bit of genetics. You, man, are genetically flawed, yeah? And I said to my Patreon dons that, listen, Team AJ best watch this footage and know what needs to be done now. I don't want... Before I seen this footage a week ago, I was like, whatever. Now I've seen this footage, we know. We could have, a week ago we could have argued, well, maybe it's just Tyson Fury who's chinny. Now we know that Furies are genetically flawed, yeah? They are genetically compromised. We know their genes are not designed to take a bang. It's as simple as that. And all we need, and now all I need to see is Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury to confirm it. That'll be the final one. That'll be the final straw. There'll be 3 generations of chinless Furies. And I'm betting on it now. I'm telling you now. There's no way. There's no way it's a coincidence. There's no way it's a coincidence that all of a sudden these men have got no power. And that's the thing as well. Let's say, for example, YB. Maybe it's just coincidence that the Furies have no chins together. Okay, let's. You're right. You know what? Let's play devil's advocate. You're right. It is the chin. It's just pure coincidence. But there can't be 2 coincidences, can there? Or 2 things certainly aren't a coincidence. That there's what you call causation, correlation. So what other factor is there out there, YB? What do we know? So right there, we know any time a Skeletor looking at a skinny Skeletor looking ass with no power touches the Furious chins, they go limp, yeah? What else do we know? John Fury had a 7% KO ratio. He can't punch. Who else do we know can't punch? Tyson Fury himself ain't got no power. Slapping. Wow. So we're meant to believe the Furies come from 400 years of fighting men. But then, listen, if you ask any casual fan, if you ask any man, give me 2 bottom line characteristics of a fighting man. It's going to be chin, how durable you are, and it's going to be power. That's the things. You don't have to know anything about boxing. The first 2 things you come up with is, can you take a shot, and then can you bang? Both of which the Furies do not. Yeah, you are not the father of them genetics. That's what we do know. Yeah, get on the Maury ting. You are not a puncher. You are not got no chin. You are chinless. Yeah, no doubt. So AJ, in fact, I'm probably going to, just on principle, I'm going to do a video on this in its own right, but Team AJ now need to watch this, and I don't want to hear no, oh well, I wanted to prove I could box, don't want to hear it, not interested. Skeletor looking ass has proved, showed you what needs to be done. Everything for a reason. Do you think this footage came out for coincidence? I don't. This footage, God sent this footage out to tell AJ, buck your ideas up, we're not looking to box. These cats, if Skeletor looking ass can expose these man's genetic flaws, you best believe AJ can. You need to get your nuts out, get them on the table, tell Rob McCracken to sit down somewhere, put him in the cupboard. I'll tell you what to do, get Rob McCracken and put him in the cupboard with Barry, yeah? Get a 6-pack of Stella out, in fact get a 12-pack out, because there's 2 of them, get a 12-pack of Stella, get Barry and McCracken and put him in the cupboard somewhere. Tell him to sit down for a minute. We got SHIT to be doing. These men need you have to expose that these men are genetically flawed, yeah? It's as simple as that. And if you don't like it, show me the evidence to the contrary. Show me it. As simple as that. Show me the evidence to the contrary. Where is it? Because all I'm seeing now is a whole bag of red flags. When you look into biology, when you look into these like genetic traits, it's as simple as that. There's no oh well, you can't justify it. John Fury got tipped. And he went out. And in fact, we haven't even got to that juicy part yet. I've been too busy giving you man all the history, giving you man all the backlog. Let's actually go through the footage now, yeah? Let's go through the footage. John Fury, Skeletor, hits him with a right hand. Is it a right hand here? It's not even really a right hand though, because Skeletor is falling backwards as he throws it. Skeletor is falling backwards as he throws it. And if you watch where his feet are, yeah, Skeletor's feet are fully squared up. It's crazy. Skeletor is falling backwards. And his legs are parallel. Which means that when you think of a right hand, the reason right hands are powerful is because they're coming from further distance. Because normally it's your backhand, so you got more leverage, you got more distance, more hip rotation to generate power off. But this isn't really a right hand. This was more of a jab. In fact, it was a jab, because a jab is when it's your lead hand. And at this point in time, given that Skeletor was completely off balance, his legs completely squared up, and he's falling backwards, it's not even a jab. And that's why you don't see John Fury's head go back. This wasn't a snapping right hand that rocked John Fury. This was Skeletor, watch Skeletor's face. He was shocked that he even put the guy out. He didn't even, you don't even see the shot land. Nonetheless, John Fury flops to the floor, and like I said, he looks like for example, yeah, any of you man out there who are getting it in, with a female, you'll know that sometimes when you're on your side and you're laying down that side beat from the back, that's what John Fury looks like right now. He looks like a man who's been laying that side beat for about how long? To be fair, he looks like he's been laying that side beat for about 20-25 minutes, one of them long ones, and holding it in. You know, them ones there, holding it in, stopping halfway and going, you know what I mean, hitting it again. Them ones there. That's what it looks like. John Fury's just finished laying a side beat, and then he's just about to crack, just about to go, and he's just go, and that's what it looks like to me. Watch his look at his abdominals. He's all creased up. Yeah, Skeletor sent him into the point of climax, and he's just go. Yeah, not even a bit of consciousness, and you can see him trying to battle it. He's trying to fight. At this point in time, yeah, I spoke to John. I said, John, what was going through your mind at this point? And he said, listen, all I could think about was how my grandparents and my great-grandparents told me about our lineage. And at this point, I was trying to fight. I was trying to fight for my lineage, but my genetics just wouldn't let me. The genetics said no. John wanted to get up, but they told him no. You ain't got it. Yeah. Listen, we know your genes are codes. Yeah. The code told him no. Yeah. Your genes ain't enough to get you up. Skeletor with no balance, squared up, falling backwards, put you out. Put your spark out. Had you nutting on the floor. John Fury at this point looks like he's laying on his back, just nutting all over himself. That's what it looks like to me. If I didn't see that, I wouldn't say it. He's nutting all over him, looking sad right now. You know it's bad when a big 6'5", 300-year lineage man laying on his back by a Skeletor-looking ass, just nutting all over himself, going out sad, sitting there creasing on the floor, and then eventually, as it ends, you see John Fury's resolve just fade, and he ends up just flat on his back. Did you notice how his head? Watch how his head position changes. His head initially is all creased up. His toes are curling. His abdominals are clenching. His neck's clenching, and eventually that fight just dies out of him. And that's why people think I'm joking, but that's what genetics are. Genetics is essentially, it means that's your maximum possibility. That's your maximum capability. So John, for them 10 seconds he was on the floor and his abdominals were clenching, his toes was clenching, his neck was clenching. He was trying to fight his genetic capability. And obviously, you can only... being mentally strong can only get you so far. Being mentally strong doesn't mean you can supersede your genetic ceiling. And John's genetic ceiling John's genetic ceiling is that when Skeletor is squared up, hits you with the weakest shot, he's putting you out. Full stop. That's what his genetics code said. John Fury's, in fact, the Fury's genetic code says, no matter how weak of a shot Skeletor hits you with, you are going out. And you can have all the mental strength you want. As you saw there, his neck's clenching, his abs clenching, clinging onto it, trying to fight it, trying to fight his 300 years of bummy genes. Who won in the end? You tell me. The footage is there. Who won? Was it the genes? Or was it his mental willpower? The genes won. And then ultimately, he fights for a few seconds, and he gives up. The life just drains out of him. because the genes wouldn't allow him. Other people, for example, AJ, yeah, superior genetics. Bottom line, how would you work that out, YB? What do we know? Vladimir Klitschko hits him, flush. You don't see no abdominal clenching. You don't see no neck clenching. You don't see no knotting on himself. You see him smile, and you see him get back up, yeah? Straight back up. You don't see none of this goofy stuff, even with Ruiz, on his worst night. Yeah, I didn't see no, show me where the abdominal clenching. Show me where AJ's fighting to get up, and his genes don't allow him, and he just gives up, flops on the floor. You don't see it. Every time AJ got back to his feet, in any fight you watch, that there, AJ's never been hit hard enough. AJ's never been hit to the level where his genes, no one's ever pushed AJ to his genetic ceiling, where he couldn't get up again. John Fury, Skeletor sent him there nicely. Sent him all the way there. And now we know why Fury don't want to fight no one with power. Cunningham, blown up cruiserweight. Wilder, blown up cruiserweight. None of them have any power. AJ, if he knows what's good for him, he'll go in there. And because the first thing that hits Fury, I'm certain of it now. And that's why before I watched this, yeah, I wasn't sure. Now I've watched this, I'm going on a mad one. You man don't understand. I'm going ruthless. If AJ don't go in there and get on top of this guy, I'm going to go mad. I swear to God, I'm going to go mad. This footage proves what needs to be done. This isn't the case of, well, no. We go in there and we march forward. Because the first thing that touches his chin, he's going out. I'm convinced of it now. Absolutely convinced. Because Wilder can't punch. Wilder can't punch. At all. Wilder is about as powerful as Steve Cunningham. Because just look at the correlation. Steve Cunningham put Fury out a similar way to Wilder, which means they've got similar power. And neither of them have any power. Both of them are cruiserweights. And the second fight with Fury proves that. The second fight with Fury proves Wilder has no power. Which means that the first man with power, AJ, to hit Fury properly, you're gonna see Fury, yeah, Tyson, just like his dad, just like his pa. He's gonna be laying there. He's gonna abdominals. He's gonna be, because the thing is, people rate Tyson Fury for getting up against Wilder. Yeah, that's because Wilder wasn't able to take Fury to the point of his genetic ceiling, to his genetic maximum. Wilder couldn't tip the chin enough. But someone like AJ, when he hits Fury, you'll see him. He'll be. Listen, it'll be son like dad. That's what it'll be like. Son like dad. Yeah. The same way we saw John Fury here. His abdominals are clenching, his neck's clenching, fighting to get up. That's how you'll see Fury. They won't listen. After AJ gets done with him, if AJ does what needs to be done, there won't be no Undertaker memes. There won't be no Undertaker memes. It'll be the side go. Yeah. It'll be the busting all over himself. Look. That his dad had. I'm telling you now, that's how it goes. If AJ goes in there and marches all over him, he going out just like his pa. No doubt. And that's not me. Listen, it is what it is. AJ's going to clip him, and Fury's genes will not allow him to get up, yeah? Won't allow him. He'll be, don't get me wrong. We know that, I'll give Fury his credit. He's mentally strong. He will try to get up, no doubt. He will try to get up. Just like John Fury tried to get up against Skeletor. He'll be fighting it, and then eventually you'll see the life drain out of him. And you'll see Paris going, oh, Tyson, oh, that's what you'll see, 100%. That said, it's all on AJ now. It's all on AJ and his bum team to expose it. I don't want to hear no excuses from no one. I don't want to hear no AJ fan telling me, oh well, he needs to box. No, I don't want to hear it. From now on, it's straight murkage. And if I see anything less, I'm calling it out. I don't care if you win on points. I don't want to see it. I want to see this man sent to his genetic ceiling. I want to see him on the floor, busting all over himself. I want to see him laying down with his abs clenching, with his soul trying to fight his G. I want to see Tyson Fury on his back, mentally trying to fight his 300 years of flawed genes. That's what I want to see. I want to see him fighting it, and ultimately not succeeding. And anything less is a failure. I'm telling you now, anything less than seeing Tyson Fury replay the same footage his dad replayed against Black Skeletor is a failure. It's a big L. And now I'm laying the gauntlet down. I don't want to hear nothing from no one. I don't want to hear no AJ fans. I don't want to hear nothing. That's what we want. That's the bare minimum. Bare bones minimum is seeing Tyson Fury like this man here. Because you can't have it both ways. We can't sit here and analyse the tape and see that clearly the genes are flawed. Clearly got no power. Clearly got no chin. It's now your duty to expose that. Just like AJ's forefathers did. Look at Skeletor. Skeletor went in there, did the business. So it's as simple as that. Skeletor did the business, yeah? So everyone else done their job. Now it's your job to do your job. It's time to do your job. It's time to put Rob in the cupboard with a 6-pack and get to work. No doubt. Anyway, I've ranted for long enough. I've only analysed. Wow. You know what? I'm gonna have to do another video on this because there's another footage. I've only showed you, man, the footage of John Theory versus the Skeletor, but we haven't even got to the end of that because I haven't played it all through. I've been going so slow. I've been analysing frame by frame, and eventually, so John Theory gets put down. His abdominal clenches, his neck clenches, and then he loses the fight with his genetic lineage. His genetic lineage says you're not able to get when Skeletor hits you, you can't get up. When Skeletor hits you, your genes just aren't made to get up. So for a while, John Theory fights that. He tries to be mentally strong for it. Of course, as we know, you can only I'm 5'9", I'm small. I accept I'll never be 11 foot. I can squeeze, I can clench my butt cheeks as hard as I want. Never gonna be 6 foot tall. I understand that. John Theory, he didn't understand that his chin's flawed, so he was fighting it. Fair play to him. Yeah. When for some time, I tried to fight to be taller, but you know what I'm saying. I got over it. John Theory, because he's been told for so long, you're 300 years of fighters. He tried to fight it. You see him there. His butt's clenching, his abs are clenching, he's nutting all over himself, and eventually, it's quite sad to watch. To be fair, it reminds me of some Animal Planet type thing, or some animal documentary where you see the antelope get caught. Because now you see John, his eyes are closed and he almost just gives up. And the referee's down there, the referee's counting on him, and he's just slumped. This is sad, and he kind of flops to the floor. Oh no, he's giving it another go. No, he's out. Yeah, here we go. And eventually, he literally lays flat. It's quite sad to watch the life drain out of him. He goes from a man, 6'5" or whatever, big tall strapping freak as he thought he was. He thought he was a fighting freak, did John Theory. And next thing you know, he's literally brought to the lowest. He's flat with the floor. Sometimes, yeah, in strength and conditioning, you do drills where, I forgot what they call it, but you do drills where you pick your legs up off the floor and you lay flat on the back, yeah, and you pick your legs up off the floor, and you want that little gap underneath your lower back not to come up, so you got to press your abs in. That's how flat he was. John Theory is so flat, he's doing drills on the floor to suck his abs in, so he's flat on the floor, not even a bit of air going through his lower back. And that's how you see him now. He out, and let's not forget, this isn't 10 minutes. He got clipped. Skeletor clipped him, yeah. Clipped him with the most weakest. This was the most weakest right hand I've ever seen. Skeletor hits him with the weakest right hand, and he goes out, yeah. He fights. He tries to fight his genes, and ultimately he succumbs, yeah. He succumbs. Wow. And you know what? There was another clip, and you man have seen it already because I've played it a few times. But for this video, given we've already gone half an hour, don't want to go much longer. I'm going to come back and do that video in its own right. You know me, I like to break things down thoroughly. So you will be back, no doubt.